Round one of the NFL playoffs is in the book. Wild card weekend is over with, which is no longer super wild card weekend for whatever reason. But there's a lot of takeaways in this video. I'm break down my predictions from last week, what happened, what didn't go my way in my predictions, in the upsets, and we're gonna preview the division around the NFL playoffs. I got my coffee. Let's get it going. So first up, uh, the one I got incorrect was Texas and Chargers. Um, no, I got that one correct. Yeah, I was trying to remember my previous video, my prediction. The two I got incorrect was Buccaneers and Commanders, and Vikings and Rams. So I'm gonna start with them two. Buccaneers and Commanders. I wasn't sold on that pick, but it just, like I said in my last video, it had a lot of remnants of the Buccaneers Eagles wild card game last year, where Philadelphia, who did not win the NFC East, had to travel to Tampa Bay, and they were bounced out. Washington, who did win the East this year, had to go down to Tampa Bay, but with Jalen Daniels, they got the victory. My Falcons got parted ways with Dan Quinn. Has not touched the playoffs since. The Cowboys parted with Dan Quinn. Can't touch the playoffs. Um, and already in his rookie season, Jalen Daniels heading with the divisional championship with Dan Quinn at the helm. Dan Quinn is still developing as a head coach. I felt like after 28-3, folk may feel like they saw the peak of him as a head coach in the NFL. But it's like he's gotten better. He went and did his time as defensive coordinator in Dallas, and now he's back over there in Washington. It's something about Dan Quinn coaching I feel is even better than when he was here. That Vikings and Rams, I didn't know how much I believed when I heard people saying when healthy, the Rams are that good of a team. And that is true. How much do you put into Sam Darnold going to the playoffs? 14 wins. We talked about his contract a lot, and we want to know where he was going to leave him. Not necessarily putting the Vikings in the Super Bowl this year, but they got to the divisional or the conference championship. We talk about his contract, talk about Sam Darnold, and what the Vikings will be next season. After winning 14 games, which is tough to do in the NFL, I can see him taking a step back next year. And that's why we got to talk about Sam Darnold contract after this performance. And let's be clear, not just him, the team overall did not perform. But those are my two incorrect predictions. I had the Texans over Chargers. I feel like Justin Herbert and TJ Stroud was gonna it felt like an early legacy game for them already. CJ is just in his second year, won a playoff game last year, and was he gonna make a step towards showing he can win playoff games back to back years? His first 2 years of the NFL, which he has done. Justin Herbert in year 5 is yet to win a playoff game. A lot of interceptions. I think he threw 4. It was it was a miserable performance from Herbert. I did expect a better game than I got, but I got the result that I thought I would get. Eagles and the Eagles and Packers. I picked the Eagles for that one. That one I was nervous for going in, but very early the Packers just felt like they was not gonna get it together. Not Justin Herbert, on Jordan Love got a big arm on him, and he's a guy that I can look at to make big strike plays at any time, and I just didn't see that this game. Like I saw last postseason with the Packers. If you that when we watched that division, with the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings, all winning records, all was going to make the postseason, but it felt the Lions was on a different field than them two. And with the Lions having the wild card, we had to sit back and watch the other two teams. Having the bye week, we got to watch the other two teams playing this wild card, and they both very much underperformed. Um, but Jalen Hurts didn't look so hot at some points. I wonder if he's still 100%. Saquon Barkley ran for 100 yards. And the Eagles move on. Um, the Bills and Broncos. I picked the Bills, obviously. That would have been the upset of the week if the Broncos won. On that first drive, they got their touchdown. It was like, wait a minute. And then it just stopped there. Then it just stopped there. It was the blowout that it was expected to be. The Bills move on. And the Ravens and Steelers. I picked the Ravens, obviously. And that mirrored the Bills and Broncos game. The Steelers just was not. They was just not present for that game. Which going another discussion about how you handle Mike Tomlin moving forward. If Russell Wilson will still be your quarterback, what you do with Justin Fields is a lot of questions with the Steelers going into next season. But the division around the playoffs is what we need to speak of right now. Texas and Chiefs. Chiefs coming off the bye week. The Chiefs won't fool me twice. Last year, the Chiefs had moments in the regular season they just looked it not so good. And there was no way in my mind the Chiefs were going to end up in the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs end up in the Super Bowl and they won it. So, yeah, Travis Kelce ain't looked the best this year. The team overall has looked like maybe the worst 15-win team I've ever seen. Even with that, I'm going to take them this game to come up the bye. They at home. I don't know if Texans all the way there. They struggled. They struggled down the stretch of the season. They made in the playoffs. They handled business with the Chargers. Maybe that's a sign of life, and they're gonna surprise me here. I wouldn't mind being wrong about this one because I'm sick of seeing the down Chiefs. But that would be the upset of the week for me if that game goes in Houston's favor. But I got the Chiefs there. They come off the bye, and Andy Reid had time to game plan. CJ Stroud is still in his second season, and if the three Burrow, Lamar, and Allen can't get past Mahomes, and which Burrow have done before on his way to a Super Bowl. But if those guys get past Mahomes, CJ does it this week, and he outplayed Mahomes. We're going to throw CJ up on the elite quarterback discussion. I know we got him on the crush discussion. And after he had the season he had this year, which wasn't so hot, it was ready to knock him down some notches. But the postseason is here as it is. And CJ performs and he get past the Chargers and then he get past the Chiefs. We will go ahead and say we'll look past that regular season. You came alive in the playoffs. But unfortunately, that's why I expect the Chiefs doing the playoffs. And Mahomes and Kelce doing is to come alive in the playoffs, and I got the Chiefs winning that one. The next one we have is Lions and Commanders. It will be a lot of upsets this week, and I wouldn't mind if I can get at least one of them. Because the Lions are the favorite. Lions coming off the bye. Commanders got a rookie quarterback. You know, all signs point Lions. Lions supposed to be in the Super Bowl last year. That did happen. So all signs go to the Lions. This game is lost by the Lions on the coaching front. If Dan Quinn outcoached Dan Campbell, or better yet, if Dan Campbell shoot his team in the foot, that's how the Commanders win this game. For the Lions, don't let Jay Daniels be dynamic. Don't let him get out their pocket. Don't let him keep rolling out. Don't let him keep on extending plays. That's what the Lions that'll play their brand of football, and they can't let him create plays. So, but for that one, I'm going the Lions again. I wouldn't be mind wrong about that. I love a good upset. Eagles and Rams. The Eagles are my Super Bowl pick for the NFC this year. But I haven't felt that hot about it. Definitely since Hurts got injured. Give me a second. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. I ain't felt confident about that since Hurts injury. This game right here with the Rams showed yesterday they can make fucking plays. The Rams were slept on. They was injured. Matthew Stafford. When we talk about there's no elite quarterbacks in the AFC, they all in the NFC, they all in the AFC with that four I mentioned with Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, and Jackson. If the NFC does have someone to put up for that nomination, it would be Matthew Stafford. And I think when it comes to the quarterback dude here, the game's won or lost for Matthew Stafford. He can outplay Jalen Hurts, or he can lose the game. Jalen Hurts won't lose the Eagles the game because the way they play now, they don't put him in many positions to do so. He's a good quarterback, but with Saquon Barkley, with Jalen Hurts being mobile the way he is, the team have Matthew Stafford's going to gun it more. And he could throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and win the game for the Rams, or he could have a bad day and throw 3 interceptions like Herbert. Saying that's the difference between CJ and Herbert last week. CJ is more mobile. Herbert's going to have to gun it, and it led to more mistakes and more interceptions. I got the Eagles in that game. Like I said, they were my Super Bowl pick this year for the NFC. I'm not feeling so great about that pick, but I'm going to stick with that pick. And we got the Bills and Ravens. That's the game of the week. That's to see who go home and more likely face Mahomes to go to the Super Bowl. The game is in Buffalo. This is where a lot of people want to bank they MVP vote off of, and I know they folks gonna say they don't vote MVP based off postseason of the regular season, but I feel like this is gonna, now they go to court and the judge go, "Hey, jury, ignore what you just heard." They ain't gonna rid of. They get in that room. They can't forget what they heard. These voters are gonna look at this game, man. They're gonna still take this game into consideration. The Ravens are so dynamic with Derrick Henry now, Lamar Jackson. But the problem is with the Bills, I see the same explosive offense. Um, I'm going Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore. I think Lamar, he should be the MVP this year. And I think he's gonna go into this Super Bowl this year with 3 MVPs on his belt for a Ravens and Eagles all bird gang Super Bowl. But that's my pitch for this week. Let me know what your picks are. Let me know your predictions, how they turned out for the wild card round. Let me know your predictions for the divisional round. What's your Super Bowl pitch? What you think of the players' performances this week? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.